Okay, quick bit of revision on circuits. This is Physical World 5. Students should be able to design and build simple electronic circuits. We're going to do this revision by answering this exam question. First things first, let's read the question and figure out what is it even asking us. A student designed and built the electronic circuit shown below to investigate whether bulbs would emit light or not, depending on both their position in the circuit and whether the circuit was complete or not. All of the bulbs in the circuit were of identical voltage. Examine this circuit and answer the questions below. No problem. Here's our circuit. We have got a circle with a cross in it, 2 dots on a line here, and some other squiggly lines. We need to figure out what do these symbols actually mean. Luckily for you, you've got your formula and tables booklet. You don't need to remember what all these symbols mean because they're in your book for you. And you do have that in your exam. If you're not given one in your exam, ask for one. Right then. So let's try figure out what are those symbols. Right, then I'm going to go to my pen. And we have got this. We've got that. This is a switch that is open. This is a switch that is closed. An open switch will not allow the current to flow through it. So that's a break in a circuit. A closed switch will allow the electricity to flow through it. Okay, moving on. Oh, that's a mistake. Moving on. I want to get back to my pointer. Aha, found it. Next slide. What else do we have? Okay, here's my pen. We have got in our circuit a battery. The battery in the circuit in this exam question looks slightly different, but pretty much the same thing. Okay, other important things are resistors, which are not in this circuit, but they are, and they could come up in other exam questions. And let's see what else we have. Right then, also not in this exam question, but this came up in the 2019 junior cycle exam. They had a symbol for a voltmeter, and the question was, what is this? Okay, if you've got your format and tables booklet, you can find it. So these are really important as well. The voltmeter, ammeter, and ohm meter. You should know what they are. Then, final ones. Okay, we've got 2 different symbols for lamps. As it happens in this circuit, we've got the circle with the cross in it. Okay, makes no difference. Right then. Now, immediately our circuit makes a lot more sense because we know that this is our battery, these are our bulbs, and A and B are our switches. Now we can begin to answer some of these questions. So we have to complete the table below by writing on or off for each bulb. Now, switch A is closed and switch B is open. Right then. Switch A is now closed, B is open. Really important piece of information before we go any further is that a bulb will not light unless the circuit is complete. What do we mean by complete? A complete circuit means that the current can flow from one end of the battery and go all the way around to the other end of the battery. So if that is not the case, a bulb will not light. So let's check this out. We've got this end of the battery here. Our current is going to flow to this switch, but hold on a second. It's not going to be able to go any further. This switch is open. That's a break in the circuit. None of the bulbs anywhere, 1, 2, 3, or 4, can light in this case because the current won't flow past the switch. So Bulb 2 is off, 3 is off, and 4 is off. Next part of the question. A is now closed and B is closed. Right, let's give this a go. Okay, A is closed here. That's a connection. And now we're closing B. Now, the electricity can now flow from this end of the battery. And this is a junction here. The electricity can flow up that way and go that way. So let's go this direction first. It goes through switch B, through to the bulb number 1, through to bulb number 2, through 3, through 4, and all the way around. So the electricity can flow through all of these bulbs and back around to the other end of the battery. That means that all of these bulbs are going to the light. And as it happens, it totally bypasses that switch. Didn't even matter. Okay, 2, 3, and 4 are on. Now, switch A is open and B is closed. Okay, switch A is now open and B is closed. The current is going to flow from that end of the battery again through switch B, and if it goes up this direction, it won't get past A at all. So that's a break in the circuit. Its only direction that it can flow is through switch B, off this direction, through bulbs 1, 2, 3, and 4, back around to the battery. We've got a complete circuit for all 4 bulbs. This means that all 4 bulbs are again going to be on. And the last part is done for us. Right then, next part of this question. Name the type of circuit that bulbs 3 and 4 are in when switches A and B are closed. And we have to explain our answer. Right. Now, there are 2 different types of circuit that we need to know about, and they are series and parallel. If a circuit is in series, okay, we've got this one here. The current from the battery goes from one end of the battery through the wire, and then the current is going to flow through one bulb, and then it must flow through the second bulb, then back around to the other end of the battery. That's when bulbs are in series. When bulbs are in parallel, this means that the current can flow from the battery, and then there's a junction here. Okay, the current is going to split in 2. Some of the current can then flow through that bulb, and then some through that bulb. Then they both come back together, meet around, and then back to the battery. And these bulbs, a bit like from your maths classes, if 2 things are side by side, they are parallel to each other. Now, disadvantage of a series circuit. If this bulb blows here, okay, if that bulb blows, that bulb is not going to light anymore. The advantage of having bulbs in parallel is if this bulb blows, the other bulb will still light. There's still a way for the current to flow through that bulb. Right then, let's go back and answer this question. Name the type of circuit that bulbs 3 and 4 are in. Okay, well, bulbs 3 and 4 are side by side. There's no other path for the current to flow through. So the current has to flow through bulb 3, then bulb 4, then back around. So that is a series circuit. Okay, so they are in series. And we need to explain our answer. And that is because the current must flow through both bulbs. Okay. So, what to do next? I want you to revise the electricity chapter. That's going to help you again using your book. Build simple circuits using what's called the FET circuit simulation. Okay, if you just Google FET circuit simulation, you'll find this. It's a really cool tool. Looks like this, okay, when you do find it. And it allows you to put in batteries, put in wires, put in switches and bulbs, and actually build the circuits at home. So have a go at that. I also want to go to our learning outcome sheet and check off as you study. What do I mean by this? On the website that we have, okay, you click study and then another tab, learning outcomes. And I have got this study checklist here, okay? If you click that, that will bring you to this. And tick those off as you're studying. That's going to help you really pinpoint that you're hitting the right information. I hope you found this video useful, and best of luck with the rest of your study.